Okay, in this video we're going to look at Karnaugh maps and transposing information from truth tables into a Karnaugh map and then using that to simplify our boolean algebra. So if we take this one for example, then we just need to take the information from our truth table here and put it into our Karnaugh map. You can see that it's laid out so that we can put the information across. Now there's a special numbering sequence here. Just try and remember how to do this. It's only 1 digit changes at a time. Okay, now the way I do it is that I look for a common factor. So the C's are all 0 here, C's are 0 here, so I'm going to fill in that row to start with. Okay, and in that row there I'm going to look to see where I put my 1s or 0, whichever one is the most common. So when C is 0, then I've got 1 0. And the rest of them 1, so that makes it easier for me to fill in. So this one then becomes a 0 and all of these are 1s. Okay, there we have it. And then I look at when C is a 1, okay, and I've got 2 1s to put in here. When A is a 1, so when A is a 1 is here, so A is a 1, B is 0, okay, so I need to put a 1 in just there. And then I've got when we've got A and B are both 1. Okay. So then what we need to do is group in the largest group size possible. The largest group size possible, and group in powers of 2. So 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So in powers of 2. But it's always the largest group possible. So if we look here, we've got a group of 4 there that we can group together. Okay, and here we've got 1 there, but what we can do is instead of it just being on its own, we can group it with that one there. It doesn't matter if you reuse ones where you link it together, but we can link it together with that one there to make it as large a possible group size as possible. Okay, now we've got our groups, then all we have to do is look to see, well, what doesn't change within the group. So within this group of 4 here, the C is a 0 and a 1, so we're not going to be interested in that. The B is a 0 here and it's a 1 in that. So the only thing that remains constant in that group of 4 is the A. So Q is equal to A. Now we've got an OR because we've got another loop, and in this loop here, then the B remains a 1. Because the A changes from a 0 to a 1 there, so we've got a B, and the C remains a 0, so not C. Okay, here we have it. And certainly for simple ones, we can actually then look back at the truth table and see, you know, is it correct what we've done? So when A is a 1, do we have a 1 out? A is a 1, do we have a 1 out? A is a 1, we have a 1 out. So we can check that. And then when we've got not B and C, do we get a 1 out? Yes. So what we've done is correct. Remember, we need to group in the largest group size possible in powers of 2. So we have a couple more examples. Okay, we've got this example here. So you can probably race ahead and get this one done. So remember, you know, I'm filling in when C is 0 to start with, so this row here, and the easiest thing for me to do is to put when B is equal to a 1. Then I've got a 0 and everything else is a 1. And the same on this one here. I can then put when C is a 1, then B is a 0. Sorry. When C is a 1 and A and B are 0, then we've got a 0. So we end up with transposing like that. So always look for the easiest ones to transpose across. Okay, grouping the largest size possible. Can you see any large groups? Yep. So we've got a group of 4 there, like so. And what else have we got? We've got a group of 2 there, and a group of 2 there. So Q is equal to, well, is equal to A again for this group of 4. Okay, this group of 2 here, well, we've got when B is low and C is low, and obviously on this circle here we've got when B and C are both high. Okay, happy days. So let's have a look at a large Karnaugh map. We've got 4 inputs now. So we do it exactly the same way. I'm looking for simplicity in it. So I'm going to when I can do these first 4 when D and C are both 0. So I can fill in this row, and I can use that exact same principle. Okay, we got that. So in the next ones where C is a 1 and D is low, then for those next 4, well, then we've got all 0s. Okay. And then we have to jump a line for when C is 0 and D is high. So we're talking about this row here. Then we've got D is high, but we've got A is low, B is low, and C is low, so we're there. And then the other condition there, B is high, we put it there. And then finally for the last 4 states, everything is 0. So there we have it. One of my favourite ones is what can we do with this? So we're grouping in the largest group size possible. Well, actually with our Karnaugh map it wraps around top and bottom and left and right. So what we can actually do is loop it round there, and there. Okay, so looking at this looping here, what's the same? So the not A remains constant, and then looking at this looping here between these 2 rows, then it's the not C that remains constant, so we end up with that expression. And if we want to, we can check back it through our truth table to see if it's correct. So what we'll do is we'll do another example here now, but we'll do it from a boolean expression. Now with boolean expressions, what you can do is you can convert that into a truth table and then into a Karnaugh map. But unless you really have to, it's probably safest to transfer that to that, because the more steps you introduce, the more errors you could create. So it's probably sometimes safer just to go straight across from there to there. So let's look at this first one. So we've got when we've got everything is low, which is going to be this one here. So that's that part of the expression. Okay, and this part of the expression we've got A is low, B is high, and C and D are both low. So C and D are both low, so we're talking about that row. Okay, and what we're talking about is B is high, but A is low. So we've got a 1 just there. Okay. Okay, in these last 2 parts of the expression, you notice there's no A in them. That's because we're not interested whether A is high or low. A could be high or low. We're just interested in the states of B, C, and D. So looking at this one here, we've got D is high, C is low. D is high, C is low. So we're talking about this row here, and we're looking for when B is low. Well, B is low just here. And B is also low just here. Okay. And then in the next one, this next one here, we've got D is high but C is low, but this time B is high. Okay. So we're looking at these next 2 conditions just here, like so. And then we can finish it off by putting all of our zeros in. So it should look something like that. Okay, circling the largest group size possible. Let's see what we remembered. What can we do? Okay, that's right. So we can circle that group there like so. So we've got Q is equal to what remains constant in that, not C and D. Okay, now have we got any other group sizes? Yep, so we can loop all of our four corners around on themselves as well. Okay. So we end up with not A and not C that we had above. So that's our simplified expression. So that's how we take it from a Boolean expression onto a Karnaugh map.